Hey guys, the project I have for you today is a really important one, at least for me. We see these popping up more and more, and it's really nice to see, and that is a flagpole. So today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this one. It's a real simple project. I did it with stuff that I just had laying around, so that makes it a really economical project as well. Really, the only thing I had to buy was some concrete for the base and the hardware to hang the flag. So stick around and I'll show you how I did it.
Yeah, that didn't work out too well. That was a couple of years ago when I built my first flagpole. And if you remember the part where I talked about the high winds up here, we still get them. And that last flagpole didn't work out for several reasons. Wind being one of them, but the structure of the base was probably the most important flaw in my system. Water got in it, it broke, and ultimately it was just a major fail. So this Flagpole 2.0 is gonna be a little better. I've reworked it, got some new ideas and some new things to try in it. But the first thing I had to do was get out the old one. The digging was easy, but it wasn't coming out whole, mostly because it was too heavy. So I had to bash it up, had to get the boss and the supervisor there to help me get it out, but finally I did end up getting it out. So now I can start all over with a fresh hole. So the first thing that I had to do to make sure this wasn't going to have the same problem as the last time was I wanted to prepare the hole, make sure I had a lot of good drainage. So water did not sit in the concrete, near the concrete. Put a couple inches of nice gravel in the bottom to drain that water away, which, if you know anything about building this kind of thing, getting the water away and not having it sit around where your finished product is going to be is probably the most important thing to the project. I mean, it's like anything else. They say preparation is 90% of the project. So to make sure I have good water drainage is key to this standing up a lot longer than the other one. Now this is the second part of what I think is going to help a lot. The other flagpole was just freestanding concrete in a tube that I stripped. This is actually a piece of fiberglass reinforced cement column. You would see this on a house to like hold up a porch. It's hollow. It's probably about, I'd say maybe 1/4 to 3/8 thick walls. I got this from my neighbor who does some work around construction sites, and that was in the trash pile there. So he's the type of guy, a man after my own heart. He picks this kind of stuff up, had it laying around, he gave it to me, and I think this is going to work out really well. So after I got it in the drainage, I kind of tapped this down into the stone, made sure it was plumb and level, and then this is the next part. My last base had no reinforcement in it. So what happened was the water got down in there, and I think there was a fault somewhere. I'm pretty sure it was probably right around the post itself. Water got in there and found a way out, freeze thaw with the wind, and finally just broke it. But I think with adding the reinforcing rod in there is going to go a long way in conjunction with this shell to making it be a lot better long-term stability, for lack of a better term. So I got a little concrete in the bottom, And now I just want to pack it around the outside a little bit. Now, another key is you want to get out the air in concrete whenever you can, because an air pocket ultimately is going to be a place where water can collect. So I'm just, putting this in a couple different lifts, getting it down, and now is the part where I'm going to sink my tube. The shell, for lack of a better term, is plumb and level. I have it supported with stakes and clamps and every other thing I could think of. And now I'm just eyeballing the post, the receiving tube, into the center. That's another thing. I have to go along, make sure that's plumb and level, because who wants their flag to be crooked? That's the thing, when you're making stuff up as you go along, sometimes it can be a bit tedious because you're working and thinking at the same time, but hey, that's the cost of doing business, I suppose. Now, once I got it plumb and level, I didn't want it to go anywhere because I had more concrete to put in there, so I just taped it up centered to the thing, which I will go back and just double check at the end. Hey guys, just wanted to take a minute to tell you that there's a great new app out there. It's called Paltap. Say you're working on a project around your house and you're kind of stuck and you're not sure where to turn. Well, you can pick up your phone, give me a call on a video call. You turn on your camera, you show me what's going on, and I can try my best to help you get back on track and point you in the direction of where you need to turn as you're working. It's great because you get real-time help as you need it. And it's great for me because it lets me know the kind of things that you guys are working on and the kind of things that I can do in the future to help you with the stuff that's going on around your house. It's called Paltap. Check it out. I'll leave you a link below where you can call me directly on your phone and get the help you need to get whatever you're doing back on track. This is the same finishing cement I used to parge the side of my house on the foundation. So I'm gonna put this on top, and then it's very important that it be tapered and sloped away from the center pole, because you don't want water collecting in there, because that is what's gonna make it fail. And then finally, the last thing that I wanted to do after everything was dry, which I did not do on the last one, and I think will ultimately cause the downfall of that base, was you got to keep water out between the concrete and that tube. Because if you don't, water will seep its way down in there, freeze thaw, and it's going to expand and crack the concrete. What I didn't do last time, which a 30-second fix, which if I would have done, I don't know that I would have had to rebuild this flagpole, and that's just a bead of caulk to seal up that area between the cement and that post. I can't guarantee that's what caused it, but if I had to guess, I'd say that was the main area where it caused my last flagpole base to fail. Just like that, that's how I created Flagpole 2.0.